Howdy all, this is Texas Gaming Industries here, and welcome back to another episode of my Let's Play of Transport Fever 2. In the previous episode, we finished the construction of the Baghdad Railway, built a great transport network in the Middle East, and most importantly, we had finally finished Era 1. And in this episode, we're going to get started on the first mission of Era 2, ranging from the 1900s all the way up to the 1960s. As you may notice in the continued section, there's a save game called Discworld. Now, in my spare time, when not recording these videos, I often sometimes like to basically try out new mods and maps for this game. However, though, when I was doing this Discworld map, unfortunately, I had so many vehicles on the map, and the map was so big that all my vehicles, well, the game entirely just didn't want to work properly. So, instead of a custom map, we'll basically have to use the regular randomly generated maps in the free game mode. I know, it sounds weird, but I'll personally post the seed link in in the description once we get started with our first free game map. But other than that, let's head to campaign and see what needs to be done as our first mission in Era 2.
Mankind is constantly...
The new century has all kinds of exciting discoveries in store that will revolutionize the entire transport sector. Experience the rapid development in this inventive era. Mallorca, a peaceful... Although the century is still brand new, wondrous things are happening. Here and there, inventive minds are tinkering with very strange devices that have just one goal. Nothing less than to defy gravity. Among the leaders in the race to conquer the skies is the Grande Nation that we call France. At any rate, the venerable Montgolfier hot air balloon was invented here.
As you can basically see, our first mission, Magnificent Machines, will be taking place in the country of France between 1904 to 1914. And this will basically allow us to be introduced to a new form of transport, airplanes. As you may notice, the bonus task, Mona Lisa's Smile, has been unlocked due to the recording I had previously being cut off early before I was able to finish it and do the outro. So basically, this is basically gonna fix that. So let's head to France and see what needs to be done.
The time is ripe for great deeds. You have a knack for technical things. And you've just inherited a small transport company. But why stay stuck to the ground? Several experiments with new types of flying machines have already succeeded. Soon, the first airplane is going to glide across the skies. Make sure this honor goes to France. Your friend Louis Blériot, a man with a remarkable disposition and an equally remarkable moustache, has a project. He wants to construct history's first functioning airplane. His car lamp factory brings in the small change he needs for this venture, but only if he's able to sell enough car lamps. Help him out. Make sure that your friend's factory runs well, so that he can invest the profits in developing his highly promising flying machine.
But before we do that, I want to give you a big welcome to the country of France. As you can see, this map is quite big, with the cities of Calais, Reims, Paris, and Le Mans, with the cities of London and Dover all the way over in England across the channel between, Calais and Dover, so to speak. But all these cities all require one unique commodity, which can be found here at this champagne factory producing, bottles of champagne. And you might have noticed there's a bunch of airports here. Now, before we get started with our transport operations, let me give you a small rundown on airplanes. Now, airplanes were introduced in Transport Fever, but they were only capable of carrying passengers. This was fixed in Transport Fever 2, where there are airplanes that could carry both passengers and cargo. Now, Airplanes require 2 airfields or 2 airports to basically complete a route. And plus, each airport has to have the correct station to load passengers or cargo, such as this one having a passenger terminal. Not to mention, airfields and as well as airplanes can be quite expensive, but they make up for it because airplanes are basically the fastest form of transport in the game, especially once we start acquiring jet planes in the later missions. So, with that out of the way, let's basically get started with building a huge railway network to connect all the towns together. Let's see. There's Le Mans, Paris, Reims, Calais. So, let me see. We'll basically make a station at 240 meters, so to speak, for passengers. Well, both for passengers and freight. And we'll place one there. And let's see. And we'll place one down here at Calais. Now, Rams basically is not going to have like a passing station or anything. It's going to be a terminal station here and then here at Le Mans. Now let's get started on laying down these tracks. We'll curve it here. Build a crossing. Build over the river. Let's see. Do that. Build along the French coast. Let's see. And then basically construct a station down this way. Do that. Speaking of which, where's that other section? Oh, there it is. Okay. So that's Le Mans and Calais connected. Place one down there. Because we're going to be operating both passengers and freight on these lines. So I want to make sure there's plenty of room for all those trains to basically pass by each other and not cause a delay. Let's see. We'll place down a road beside this. Beside the factory, of course. But enough room for the station to connect to. So yeah, our first operation is gonna basically be a huge construction montage. How did you not know that? I'm pretty sure this huge transport infrastructure idea will basically make some money in the in a little while or so. Let's see. With a four-track station, passengers can travel from Paris to Calais, to there, or to Reims. We'll lay down the track past the steel mill. Do that, that, and that. It's down the steel mill station here, connected to the main line here. And then build a Y here to allow trains from Paris to go straight to Reims. And of course, I also gotta get a cargo station for the deliveries of champagne now. Okay, add a double slip switch. Now, since Reims is super close to this, I don't think I'll need a cargo train. Well, actually, just two cargo trains. Well, technically three, one carrying steel, the other two carrying champagne. As this champagne factory is in close proximity with two towns nearby. And that should basically be it for the track work. I don't know how long that took, but I'm pretty sure it would be worth it. Place down a station here. And let's get started with some operations. Oh, hold on. I forgot to add the signals. How silly of me. We'll put some X switches here at all my stations. Now I'll have to fix the curvature on this switch here, on this track here. There we go. There we go. And of course, I also have to connect this freight station with my main line. Let's see, how much champagne do I need? 37 units. How many cars of champagne can I carry? Of 4. Let's see, 4 times 5 is 20. I'll just carry 10. It's 40 units, so it should be able to fill up that complete town demand. Alright. Now for the rest of the main line out of Paris. And then another set of switches here. Yeesh, that does not look much better. Jeez. That switch did not look pretty. I guess I'm a bit of a too much of a perfectionist on track laying for that. And of course, we need one here as well. Oh, actually, I just realized people probably want to travel from Reims to Le Mans, so I'll have to add an extra platform. I just realized that now. That should fix it. I think that basically should do it for the track work. I keep saying that, and I just realized I have yet to finish yet. Alright, that should basically do it now. About time anyway. So, let's just get started with a couple of passenger trains. We'll also put freight train. Stations cannot be connected. Double switch, slip switch is active. Oh, not here. Signal here. Full load, 10 minutes. Freight train A. Let's see. Freight train B1. Because both freight train B1 and 2 are carrying champagne. And freight train B2. Unexplained doorbell. Oh, by the way, I also gotta get some double slip switches placed here at this junction. Alright, we'll place a couple of these PLM220s in charge of the passenger trains. Let's see, let's purchase 6. Oh, each one will have one of these. That's gonna take a chunk out of our company's finances, but I'm hoping that this will basically make me a profit. Because I may have not stated this, but the last few times I tried doing this, it didn't do so well. I'll need to get one train to carry about a couple of these loads of steel. And I'll need a couple of these wagons as well. And while our trains are now in active operation, I should at least start getting started on passengers and getting people to and from the stations. We'll place down a bus station here. Have one stop in the residential area, and another stop in the industrial and commercial district. Since Rams is connected to a lot of this, there won't be need for a station. Same for Calais. But Le Mans, though, needs something better. We'll have one there, and then have one all the way over here, as well as here. Bus service A. Actually, 6. And then bus service B1 and 2. We'll place down another depot and assign several of these buses to that route. Alright, that should basically get the ball rolling. With all my passenger trains running at the exact same speed as my freight trains, there shouldn't be any problems with trains being delayed by one fast train and a slow train. Let me see, is there anything else I can do for now? Well, this is going to be a bit of a unique challenge for me. Because while my stations are filling up, I'm not so sure if I'm able to make enough money to pay for all this construction. Because I spent over 52 million credits on this entire construction project of building this huge railway system. And I'm hoping all my passenger trains will be able to make at least some profit. Let's see, passenger train C. Passenger train C is between Calais and Le Mans. So it's basically a long distance express. While our freight trains are in operation, and our first freight train is on its way to Steelman as we speak. Hopefully, we'll be able to get some of those car lamps manufactured, and then we can basically get started on learning how to use an airplane. Let's see. Seems like one of my industries has leveled up, but I'm not so sure which one. Because that sound effect you heard is an industry going up in level, meaning it's well served or well supplied. Freight Train B2 is fully loaded with champagne. Let's see, Paris needs 95 units. Okay, this train needs to have more than that. Let's see. Perfect. 30 cars to carry all its champagne into Paris. Let's see. How much champagne does the mall need? 43. 40 units of champagne will basically do pretty good. And
Thanks to your support, Mr. Blériot has managed to design a prototype. But even so, he doesn't seem to put all his faith in the contraption yet, and has asked you to give the first flight test a try.
so, all we need to basically start first is basically making a unique plane route. Now, airplanes all, like I said before, require an airfield or an airport. And since we're only taking this plane out for our test run, we don't need to add an extra airport, because we can't actually get an extra one added to the route, because this is the only one available. But other than that, though, our airplane is ready to take off, and we have finally entered the aviation age.
It flies! Hooray! What an uplifting feeling. Except for the landing. A little more elegance would be nice. Your friend will keep working on that. The French Aero Club wants to purchase the prototype, or what's left of it.
Which basically means I have to sell it.
Over yonder, on the other side of the Atlantic, the Wright brothers have already made several successful flights before you, allegedly. In the near future, you want to demonstrate your skill in Le Mans. Show those Yankees who the real captains of the clouds are. Help to design an even better airplane, so that you can show the Americans who the skies really belong to. The Motor Drive, the brainchild of a decidedly eccentric Italian motorcycle manufacturer, could stand a few more modifications. Bring the necessary parts to Mr. Blerio's workshop.
Which will be in the next episode. So, if you enjoyed this episode of my Let's Play of Transport Fever 2, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to Texas Gaming Industries for new video uploads every Friday or Saturday, depending on my outside schedule. This is Texas Gaming Industries saying thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!